You've got this great term, ensemble working. For me, I've always been like, oh, there's teamwork and there's working as an individual. Does ensemble working mean something more than that?
It does. It's actually a very specific practice, which previously people used to call mob programming. It is an extension of pair programming. So when you're pair programming, you have two people working together. I was going to say sitting next to each other, but these days, not necessarily. But two people working on the same computer, or using the same processor at any rate, to build the same piece of code. So they're looking at the same code at the same time. It's two minds working on one problem. Ensemble programming is that, but with more than two people. I think the sweet spot is between 4 and 6 people, and I think most people do tend to work with those kinds of numbers. But ensemble working is a group of people working on one computer, one problem at the same time. It's also called mob programming, and it's also called software teaming. You don't follow a template. There isn't a rule that you have to do it like this. It's very important that people constantly review. Certainly when you're introducing it to a new team, you want to do it daily. At the end of every day, you're like, how did that go? What worked? What didn't work? What was great? And we want to do even more of it. So you take it in turns on a timer. One person is the typist and one person is the speaker. If the person who's speaking is not the person who's typing, then they have to be very clear about what they're doing and why. And if the typist is not the person making the decisions, then you don't have that thing of somebody just going, oh, and it's all happening in their head and it's going whooshing by on the screen and everybody else is like, what? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? Because you want everybody to be involved. It's very important that everybody's engaged, that everybody understands what's going on. But because you have such a fast turnover, it means that what's happening is in everybody's head. Everybody knows what's happening. So somebody can nip out to make a phone call. It doesn't matter because they'll pick it up again when they come back into the room. Somebody can go away for a week. They'll pick it back up again when they come back into the room. And it means that it's not just stuck in that one person's head. So the slightly unpleasant term, bus factor, what would happen if somebody got run over by a bus? It's much less impact. But also what will happen is like every now and then, they will come up against something. They'll be like, oh, actually, is this what we're supposed to be doing? Is this what the users want? Is this what the product owner wants? You don't need to wait for a meeting. Bring somebody else from another team into our ensemble because they're not crucial to their ensemble. So they can come into our ensemble and they can answer our questions about how we're going to integrate with their thing. It definitely sounds like surely it's inefficient. Surely 5 people being paid 5 wages and only doing one thing. How could that possibly be efficient and effective? But it is, because people underestimate how costly it is to have handoffs, how costly it is to have tons of meetings, how costly it is for there to be a delay between making a decision and acting on that decision. How costly it is to have communication gaps between different people and between different teams. And what this does is massively reduces that friction.